Chad was a boy with an obsession. Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Manley, and I'm from Idaho. It's nice to meet you all. Tonight, I'd like to discuss with you my analysis, my examination, and interpretation of R.J. Conte's novel, Angel Lover. Along with this video presentation is my essay titled Angel Lover Transformed, and I'd like to discuss a bit about that essay as well throughout the course of this video. Just to establish a bit of organization here, I'd like to relay to you a few of the things that I'd like to discuss this evening, and those are understanding who the author was and a bit more about her novel, understanding the universal themes throughout this novel, understanding the thesis in my essay, my main points, the similarities between Jesus and Chad, and a few final thoughts regarding the message of the story. R.J. Conte, otherwise known as Rachel Lynn Conte, is a young, gifted author with a passion to serve the Lord through her writings. Her novel, Angel Lover, thoroughly captures her desire for this very thing by telling the remarkable story of depressed and suicidal teenage boy, Chad. A few of the universal themes that I found throughout this story were initially, of course, the idea and the desire that each individual has to be loved, truly loved. However, there's other underlying themes as well, and those are death, pain, emotional turbulence, distrust and impurity, but also love, joy, sacrifice, and hope. The thesis for my essay is as follows. Chad's experiences were so much more than a story, but a metaphor of a believer's life in that it identified an existence without Christ, the process to Christ, and the radical turnabout experienced by those who come to Christ. My essay discussed several things, but ultimately it discussed who Chad was before Jesus. It covers exactly what his life was like, the issues with depression, pornography, suicide. My essay also discussed Chad's process in becoming a believer, the process that Christ took him through to woo him, win him, and persuade him to become God's child in a more real way. And finally, I discussed how becoming a follower of Christ dramatically and radically changed his life and changed Chad's. Angel Lover clearly identified the struggle of a non-believer and the joy he discovered when he allowed Jesus to wholly transform his life. I used two source supports for this essay. The first one was the Bible, and the second one was an article by Darren Hewer. Darren Hewer wasn't a believer. However, he knew something was missing, and so he began a desperate search to know the truth. It brought him into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and that personal relationship inspired a radical change in his life. In many ways, Darren Hewer's life was a mirror image of Chad's. One thing that I noticed was that Chad was very similar to Christ. He was a picture of who Jesus was. And it wasn't just spiritually speaking, emotionally speaking, but also physically speaking. He physically characterized Christ by giving his life in place of the girl he loved, just like Jesus gave his life on behalf of his bride, the church. John 3:16 summarizes this by stating, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes on him will not perish, but have eternal life." Chad exemplified a spiritual image of the radical transformation that appears in an individual who allowed Jesus his rightful place of authority in his or her heart, mind, soul, and emotions. A few final thoughts about this remarkable story. Angel Lover was an impacting and relevant novel with an amazing message that both inspires and convicts. It identifies the true struggle between the serpent of darkness, the source of depression, suicide, lost hope, distrust, and the Prince of Peace, the King of Comfort, the true joy bringer. I hope you enjoy my essay as it examines who Chad was and why Angel Lover was a relevant story. Have a wonderful evening and God bless you. Thank you. Bye.